Alright, so what I was seeing, and I don't think I've ever seen this before, and I couldn't really explain it while I was seeing it when we were like sitting there with our eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I was seeing springs, like coiled around. Look at my. You know how a spring goes around in like coils like this,
Mm-hmm.
and the coils were suspended by little springs that were around the coils. So there was the spring coils, but then there were little tiny springs like coiled around the spring coils.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So, like, there was big spring coils and then little ones around it.
Yeah,
Oh,
around
okay.
each one of the giant spring coils. And then the little ones had like little teeny spring coils going around the spring coils of the spring coils.
Whoa.
And it probably went on like that forever if I could be like zooming into. I couldn't zoom into the coils like I wanted to. I wasn't floating forward during it. I was just like stationary looking at these like, and there was like energy going through them like dude, it looked like something you'd see in the Matrix when it shows those when he's looking across at the other pods, and there's like you see like lightning coming up the the pods on the other side. It looked a lot like that, except for it was like inside, like there was like colorful energy going through like each one of the springs had its own energy. Like only the big springs looked like light neon, and then the little springs, like the middle springs of the springs that were going around the giant springs, had their own color.
Whoa.
And it was like pulsating with its own color. And the little spring going around the middle springs had their own colors. So there was like 3 colors of like spring themes, and it was like, dude, yeah, it was like wires, like it was like all like super cyberonified charge, like hyper tech.
Yeah, dude, I
like
I wouldn't
electrical.
even know how to begin to explain what I was seeing.
Yeah, dude, I think that's like pretty good. Like,
well, have you ever seen the game Snake?
that's a pretty good
You know,
depiction
like a
of what
phone?
I was seeing, though. Like, that's exactly what I could be kind of tempted to draw it. You know what? There was when I smoked DMT, like the last time I did it, I was looking at the wall, and there was this. I should probably draw this. There was like a symmetrical pattern on the top, like it looked like an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
With like it was an hourglass, and then it had like a middle part, so it went like this and a Z, and then there was a middle part like that, and then it just did a Z on the bottom, like overlap, like, and the Z edges were touching each other, and then underneath of that there was like a completely different symmetrical pattern, like buried under there, but like I could see that like that pattern was like completely symmetrical and repeating its own thing over and over again. But the one pattern was on top, and then yeah, I should probably draw this, dude. It'd be really easy to draw.
Dude, what I was seeing was probably more like...
It was like layers, dude. It was
Snake?
layers and layers and layers. The wall looked like it went down like 6 inches. Like it looked like I was seeing 6 inches into the wall.
Whoa.
Of layers of symmetrical patterns that were just like on top of each other over and over and over again.
Whoa.
It was really fucking crazy, man. In the video, I was like, holy shit, I'm seeing like this wall, and like completely I didn't know it was there light. And like that's what I was saying in the video, but dude, the wall, like I was like seeing like into the wall like 6 inches, and then the wall would go like back up like this, and the patterns would like disappear off of there, and then there would only be like the top 2 patterns.
Whoa.
And then it would like sink back down, like the wall would sink back like this, and like I could see like the layers of patterns that were like buried underneath of there when it would do. The wall was like breathing in and out like this.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like there was like it would go down really far, and I could see that there were like patterns like
In the wall? Like
Yeah.
in the layers of the wall.
Oh, it probably went down like 15 layers when it would breathe in like the farthest.
Holy shit, dude. I can't wait to see shit like this.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything like it.
Whoa.
And but yeah, the patterns were really like symmetrical on the very top, and then the ones underneath were completely different patterns, but they were obviously overlaying like symmetrical patterns that were repeating themselves, and then like underneath of that, it looked like each one was probably like 3/8 of an inch. Like each one of them would like go 3/8 of an inch back from the one above it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, it looked like it would like be seeing this far into the wall, which was like 15 layers maybe, and then it would like the patterns would just like come like back up the wall, like, and then I'd only be able to see the top like 2 layers, and then it would like sink back in.
Dude, I really wonder
I could draw
what
it.
you see when we're both tripping with your eyes closed is what I do. Because
Did you see those springs? The energy with little coils of springs? I've
like,
never
yeah,
seen that before.
What I was also seeing was, have you ever seen the video game Snake? You know, like on a phone or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
so like, you know, like the Snake.
Oh yeah,
like
I played
this.
it.
Well, dude, I
got like,
see,
dude, I got
I see
800
rainbow
in
colored
Snake. I got
metal
870.
snakes.
What was your high score in Snake?
I honestly don't
I got
remember.
873 in that game.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I had a snake that was like taking up the whole screen, and the only thing Sean Hurst was watching me play this.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, it was amazing. I was like basically up my own ass. Like the only place I could be in the screen was
Where
like
the stuff was.
yeah, like a few pixels in front of my own ass.
Whoa.
I couldn't. It was amazing, dude. I played that game again and again and again. And then I played that game. And it was like insane as fuck. And then I was just like, okay, I'm just done playing this.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to top that. I wish I could. I wish that it was recorded. But anyways.
Yeah, I was, yeah, man, it was like, almost like seeing, like, the snake moving, like, with my eyes closed, but, like, a rainbow colored. Have you ever seen, like, when somebody takes, like, a photo and they click the negative button, and it turns into, like, a negative, and it changes the way it looks? You ever seen that before?
Yeah.
It was, like, rainbow colored negative, like, if somebody were to take, like, a rainbow colored, like, negative, and it's, like, almost like the snake, like, moving around in the video game Snake, like, springs and coils, but it also kind of looks like the snake on the video game Snake, but it's like rainbow colored, like liquid metal, and it's got like kind of like a negative look to it, dude. It looks really, really fucking crazy.
Once again, the
was good at
springs and
drawing
coils kind of reminded me of the Matrix when you're going into the screen.
Yeah, when I was seeing
you know when you're going into the zeros?
Yeah.
Like, that looks pretty, like, it looked way more insane than that, though, because it wasn't just coil, like, when you go into the zeros, you can see there's just, like, one layer of springs. The layers had this little, yeah, I already explained it.
Yeah, dude.
It was really fucking cool, man. It was, like, super, like, HD. I think that was cooler than the shit that I saw on the wall on DMT when I was closing my eyes earlier today.
Dude, I saw some really crazy shit earlier today, man. And when we were sitting there listening to music and I was barely opening my eyes, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could actually see the lens of my eye. I could see that's what it was. Because I could see, it almost looked like it almost looks like when there's like oil on glass or something. And I could see that it was my actual eyeballs looking at the reflection of it. I could see a bunch of like different shaped snowflakes like all around my eyeballs. Like just like floating there like this, like pulsating. Like different looking snowflakes. That's what they look like. They all look like a whole bunch of different types of snowflakes, and they were just pulsating. When my eyes were like barely cracked open, I could see the reflection of my own eyeball.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. We were sitting there listening to music, and I had my eyes closed like this, barely opening them, like barely.
I saw you doing that.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I was watching my own eyeballs, like...
I was like dancing around every time I'd looked at you, you'd be...
Yeah, my eyes were closed. I was watching the inside of my eyeballs. I was like, at those images. I've never seen anything like that before. There was like no way that I could like not continue looking at that.
So did you see how into the music I was getting at some
dude,
parts,
you were kicking ass, man. Yeah, I had my eyes open sometimes. I really needed to see like that reflection of my own eyeballs, man. I'd never seen anything like that before. And I may never get a chance to see it again, so like I had to...
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, dude, I could actually see the reflection of my own, like, lens of my eyeballs and seeing pulsating, like, snowflakes. That's what... They were like... There was like imagine like a line, like if somebody were to draw a perfect circle, and inside that that perfect circle is this different shaped snowflake, and they were like pulsating, like all over my eyeballs. It was really weird, dude.
Whoa.
And they were perfectly drawn, too. Like, they looked like they were actually drawn like snowflakes, and they were like inside my eyeballs.